Welcome to Wrestling Talk in the Shop, where we cover all things professional wrestling, from new wrestling to classic wrestling and everything in between. We go to wrestling, we do some wrestling, and everything in the ring. Join us now.
Hey guys, it's Jonathan, Wrestling Talk in the Shop, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a look through of the Wrestler magazine from May of 1999. I thought this would be a good magazine to go over right now because they got that Vice has that documentary out of Who Killed WCW, and this has some of WCW's biggest competitors, the NWO, on the cover of it. It looks like this is from when WCW did the whole finger poke of doom thing. But anyways, how did it come together? Who was in charge? Nash team player or fool? Can Goldberg rally WCW's troops? And then over here you've got the Hitman Hart Wrestling with Shadows documentary. They're advertising that. I've seen that. If you've seen it, it's on YouTube now. It's a good watch. Over here you got the table of contents over here. Look through here. Who's that? It's a young.
Your letters. Yeah.
A Q&A. That's a young Triple H and younger Vince McMahon. You can call this wrestling. Vince McMahon doesn't. He calls it sports entertainment. Readers.
Nadine Law thinks Raw has become more like a drama and less like professional wrestling show.
Yeah, it does. It's, I mean, a little drama, a little professional wrestling, you know. Over here you got Big Boss Man takes his nightstick to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Brian Dickerson is tired of watching Austin get attacked by the jealous members of Team Corporate.
Well.
And we'll go right ahead and look on through here. Over here you got
What's Happening by Bill Apter.
Yeah.
There's a good chance Shawn Michaels will never be able to wrestle again. He had a successful back surgery in January, and his mentor, Jose Lothario, said the Heartbreak Kid is considering his career options.
Well, spoiler, he comes back and has some of the best matches of his career. Over here you got the Wolfpack Sting. Sting has applauded when Lex Luger joined the NWO in January. Lex, however, said that his buddy was welcome to join the group too.
And then the days of Chris Candido helping Shane Douglas and ECW appear to be over. Candido attacked the franchise at, what does that say? At Guilty as Charged pay-per-view, claiming he was tired of being Shane's bodyguard.
No holds barred. What's that? Tony Schiavone can do a very solid job as a
blow-by-blow man. If he sticks to what's going on in the ring, there's no need for him to take the cheap shots at WWF wrestlers.
Well, he's got bosses too. Everybody has to do what their boss is.
That's a young Tony.
Has to do.
Let's see. 25 years ago?
Yeah. He's still doing it today. Mm-hmm. And you got more
Blindsided.
Nash still.
Kevin Nash should be very proud. Let's see. Kevin Nash still scheming.
Yeah. Over here, I'm not sure who this is over here, but they're advertising the Pro Wrestling Illustrated t-shirts for $17. Thumbs up. Who gets a thumbs up? Goldberg got a thumbs up. Ric Flair got a thumbs up. Shawn Michaels got a thumbs up. Diamond Dallas Page. And then over here, thumbs down, Scott Hall. Thumbs down to Vince McMahon, and thumbs down to Eric Bischoff. Thumbs down to Kane too. Yeah. Well, there's times where you want to give everybody a thumbs up or thumbs down. Correspondent reports. Let's see.
It's often hard to determine who was in control of the three-way match involving
Juventud Guerrero and Rey Mysterio Jr. and Billy Kidman at a Starrcade. What was clear was Kidman won and kept the WCW Cruiserweight title. And Billy Kidman, I think he's a producer now for WWE. He works backstage. Over here you got Bill Goldberg felt he had nothing to be ashamed of after losing the WCW World Title to Kevin Nash at Starrcade '98. He has more incentive, more than ever, to be the Big Sexy. Beat Big Sexy and his friends. That was sort of dumb. I thought the way they did it. I mean, I remember Scott Hall tased him, and anyway,
you can get the ECW. You can call the ECW hotline.
Yeah, I mean everybody had a hotline back then.
Yeah.
What's that? Really Don Moyatoya. When it came to Don Moyatoya to decide what to do with his life, he came up with the offbeat idea. Fortunately, he wasn't discouraged from chasing his dream, and he was told to go for it, and he did. Never heard of Don Moyatoya.
I've never heard of him.
What's the rates? What's it say? Most 320-pound wrestlers don't go to the air to punish their opponents too often. Don Moyatoya does. Here this drops.
He drops the elbow on rival Christian York, but
he-
he's quite a few more complicated moves in his repertoire.
Hopefully it all worked out for Don.
Yeah, I've never heard of him, so I'm not sure. Diamond Dallas Page, WCW's worst nightmare, came true when Hollywood Hogan made his return to the ring, reuniting the NWO Black and White and the Wolfpack in a unified quest to retake WCW. And then DDP lands an elbow to the jaw of Bret Hart. Although Page has been extremely popular for years, he has garnered even more support in his feud with the Hitman.
DDP. He had an unusual story. He was like 35 when he started professional wrestling. And, he made it to the top of the mountain in WCW. He ended up becoming WCW champion. And Page has spent a good part of 98 battling Raven. The two even took to their fight to MTV, where Page was... Page, I can't see that.
Kayud? I never heard that.
And even...
and with the even flow, Raven eventually defeated DDP for the U.S. title, but Page later regained it by beating Hart. And then although he's Page's mortal enemy in the ring, Raven agreed to participate in one of DDP's many charities, Bang It Out for Books,
yeah.
which helps fight illiteracy in the United States.
Yeah.
Sounds like we need some.
Yeah, we might have a little illiteracy.
Page, who was dyslexic, I am not, as a child, joined some very special friends in his Reading Rock and Wrestling benefit last December in Asbury Park, New Jersey, and many other wrestlers, including Bam Bam Bigelow and Wrath, were also on hand. Helping out the charities, that's good. The Giant and Page were once friends, but Hollywood Hogan managed to get between them. Page and the Giant have engaged in some of WCW's most exciting and brutal matches.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Let's see here. Ken Shamrock. He was the world's most dangerous man. He was a bad man back in the late 90s in WWF.
Yeah, WWF Intercontinental Tag Team Champion Ken Shamrock knows all there is to know about submission wrestling. That bodes well for Vince McMahon and the Team Corporate, who have made life in the WWF miserable for the likes of Mankind.
I think he's the one that he first, that's Tap Out, that he brought that to professional wrestling. You didn't see it much before Ken Shamrock. Over here you got some different little bios about Captain Lou, Killer Kowalski, Rick Martel, the Fabulous Moolah, Mr. Wrestling 2, and Paul Orndorff. Beyond the squared circle, you got Stone Cold up there, and who's that? Tully Blanchard, and Canyon, and Arn Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that?
Rick Domier and Kevin Nash host QVC's first World Championship Wrestling show.
I remember, let me tell you this. I remember back, we were poor when I grew up, and I used to, and WWF, and I remember more WWF they did it than WCW, but they would have like QVC shows after the pay-per-views.
Yeah,
and
so they sold 23,000 pieces.
Yeah, and you could always find the results. We didn't buy anything off Q, but they would always tell the results of the pay-per-views. I remember doing that a lot.
Outside.
Yeah. It was back when poor people got poor ways. Spotlight on Tommy Dreamer. He's still doing it today. I don't know if he still wrestles for TNA or not, but he was a big Terry Funk guy.
Oh, yeah.
There's Kamala, or not Kamala, how did he say it? It's the Godfather, but Kamala the Fighting Machine or something like that. But anyway, what's it say? Mark Henry's date with China, Val Venus flaunting sexual what?
Prowess.
Undertaker and Kane burying each other. Steve Austin going head to head with the Boss. Today's WWF is just like yesterday's WWF.
Yeah, it doesn't change a whole lot.
Yeah. Well, it has changed. It's not.
Some.
You got Val Venus up there and doing his little sex move on.
Val Venus has shown us many times that he is one of WWF's best young wrestlers. Why does he have to do this when an opponent is down? Up and coming athletes are learning that wrestling often takes a backseat to gimmickry.
There's a young Christian Cage and Gangrel. We just seen Gangrel at
AEW.
Yeah, Double or Nothing last month.
Yeah.
And you got DX showing up here. They're showing Kane how to do the whole suck it thing.
He looks a lot younger there.
Yeah. Get the page to turn there. We got team coverage of the NWO reunion. They had us all fooled. We thought we were going to see a Bill Goldberg Kevin Nash rematch on January 4th at the Georgia Dome. What we got was an NWO reunion and Hollywood Hogan as world champion yet again. And I'm a big Hulk Hogan fan, but that was sort of dumb, you know. That was the night that Tony Schiavone said that Mick Foley was going to win the WWF title, and everybody switched to watch it, and that's what happened. But anyway, we'll keep a looking on through here. Skipping a page
Yeah,
there.
I think so. I think you got two together.
Ric Flair injured Nash, or what did it say?
Figured Nash
Oh,
was
okay.
sincere when he said he wanted a match with Hogan if Goldberg was unavailable. He later called his decision to grant Nash his wish the stupidest thing I've ever done.
Yep. And like I said, you can watch. They're talking about this on that documentary on Vice right now. I mean, they're going through. I mean, a lot of people, you don't think about it, but WCW closed in 2001.
Yeah, so it wasn't long after this.
That's a long time ago. There's a lot of people that don't know. I grew up with WCW, so I mean, I lived it. I know what. But there you go, with the one poke to the chest, and Hulk Hogan was world champ again. And
Poke of Doom.
finger
No,
poke of
it's
doom.
called Finger poke of
Yeah,
doom.
and then they all beat up Goldberg afterwards. And just more pictures.
Lex Luger got in on the NWO fun when he rigged Goldberg after the former champ stormed to the ring to attack Nash and Hogan.
Well, and you got Miss Elizabeth. They had everybody in NWO. Miss Elizabeth, Kevin Nash, Lex Luger.
Her smile looked so innocent, but Elizabeth played a big part in the devious scheme. She had Goldberg detained by police on bogus stalking charges. She's a bad girl.
Yep. Then over here you got the start of the NWO when Hogan dropped the leg on Macho Man there at Bash at the Beach. Then he goes on to WWF. Kane will make Mr. McMahon pay for his greed. And Paul Bearer failed the Undertaker.
Failed.
Now Vince McMahon will fail too. He tried to buy Kane. Alliance, allegiance. But Kane can't be controlled, and Team Corporate is about to suffer because of it. Different shots of Kane. Kane was a monster then. I remember when he debuted, you know. He was creepy, and he had that little thing that he would talk. He'd put up to his mouth and talk. And you got Terry Funk versus Abdullah the Butcher. Terry Funk and Abdullah the Butcher came from an era in which wrestling battles angry men with something to prove to each other. As far as they're concerned, their era isn't over. They're still battling like savages. And
But that was a bloodbath.
yeah, every time Abdullah the Butcher, Abdullah the Butcher, yeah, he's a big blood man. Never really my top thing, him and his fork. But if you look at the tape, every single Funk Abbey match that has ever took place, you probably wouldn't find one
That wasn't contested entirely in the ring.
Yeah.
They were always outside the ring.
Yeah.
Kind of like John Moxley does now.
You got a young Andre the Giant. At this point, he died 6 years ago, but people are still interested in his life and career. The A&E show biography has just got the highest rating ever for its Andre profile in January. And they
People are
did.
still interested. We went to the museum
Yep.
this year.
And you got some. You can get you. Let's see what we got here. We got.
You can buy some figures. Let's see.
What's that? You can still get this WrestleMania belt. I have
WWE
this belt. This WrestleMania championship belt. I have that belt.
The
It was-
ALJ and
Yeah,
yep.
it's $20. I paid more than $20 for mine. And
Yep.
this is the
That's cool. And then you can get figures up here. These are wrestling WWF superstars. They're $15 each.
Jack Pacific. Is that who made them? It's
yeah,
pretty
yeah, they're
expensive.
Jags.
Ringside Collection. That's probably Ringside Collectibles. Now.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah. They got all kinds
They
of
were
different
20% or 75 for all four, but they were
Yeah.
2-packs.
stuff. Yeah.
Or no,
I had a lot of
no,
these-
they weren't. They were
these,
singles. These were 2-packs.
Yeah, I had the Road Warriors, and still got some of them to this day. And then they got these masks. I remember these masks. This stuff's all worth a fortune now. Music CDs. I had that Hulk Hogan CD. It was from WCW. It was pretty dumb. I mean, pretty lame. I even thought back then. The only reason I bought it was because of Hulk Hogan.
They got New Japan wrestling superstars
Yeah.
in there too. Let's see.
Oh.
I saw something else. Oh yeah, here's the shirts. How much for the shirts?
Oh, the shirts were $20 each. They haven't really gone up all that much. You
They're
know.
like 40 now.
Yeah, 40.
Double.
Yeah. There's Kane and more merchandise, or Mankind. I said Kane. It's obvious. Read that, Lindsay.
It should be obvious now that a lot of wrestling fans want to see what happens to Mankind on Raw, whether it be taped or live edition of the show. Did more watch him win the WWF title because WCW plugged the show on Nitro?
I thought it was awesome. I was happy to see Mick Foley win it, or Mankind win it. I remember I did change the channel because Tony Schiavone told me to, but I thought it was awesome then. Here comes the dog.
Oh,
jumping in the wrestling ring. You got more figures over here. You get the CMLL Wrestling Buddies. And then you got the supersized stuffed Hulk Hogan dolls and just all different kinds of merchandise. Some I've never even heard of. You got correspondence reports. Take that dog in there so we can finish
He's
this.
on. I got him.
All right. You got this is great over here. You got Ralphus, former WCW TV champ. Chris Jericho gives his security guard Ralphus a lot of credit for his recent success, and Jericho claims his recruited Ralphus after meeting him in the gym. You see Ralphus? He probably never stepped foot in the gym. We'll go through and turn the page. You got back issues. You can order your back issues.
$5 each.
Yeah. Turn the page there. We got what is advertising here? This is
Dirty Yellow Dog and his mask of shame. Barry Windham has been beaten, bloodied, and bruised in the wrestling ring, but humiliation has taken on a larger toll than any injury he's ever experienced. As a Dirty Yellow Dog, Windham hopes to repay Ron Bass for the shame he feels. The fans fear if he fails, however, they have lost Barry Windham for good.
Barry Windham, he was a man of many gimmicks. And Wyndham's attention doesn't seem to be on his matches these days. Even scoring a pinfall above, his mind seems to be elsewhere. Black Bart, Ron Bass, one-man gang are still making Barry's life miserable. And you can get more back issues. And then you got the top 10, already the top 10 off. Number 1 is Mankind. Number 2, Bill Goldberg. Number 3, Rocky Maivia. Number 4, DDP. Number 5, Steve Austin. Number 6, Sting. Number 7, Ken Shamrock. Number 8, Taz. Number 9, Kane. And number 10, Billy Kidman.
And then we got tag teams. We got Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett, Sabu and Rob Van Dam, Big Boss Man and Kim Shamrock. Let's see, Satoshi Kamoji and Hiroshi Taizen. And then Hunter Hearst Helmsley and X-Pac, Hoon Akima and Kenta Kosabi. I got the hard ones. Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley.
The Barbarian and Ming. D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry. And
Knuckles Nelson and Eric Shabaka.
I find it odd here that at the time of this magazine being printed, Hulk Hogan was WCW World Champion, but he wasn't in the top 10.
Yeah.
But anyways. And they've got ratings analysts over here. And you can get more back issues over here. But there you have it. Nice Goldberg on the back. WCW NWO Nitro official trading cards. Guys, we appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe. We do all things pro wrestling on this. We do reviews. We go to shows. We do all things pro wrestling. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell.